Hey guys, it's me Shane, and I'm here to give you another Digimon Adventure 2020 episode review and recap. Today's episode is episode 38, The Blazing Blue Friendship. Ooh, we already know this one's about Yamato and Gabumon. And if you remember last time, we had a Mimi-centric episode, really good episode actually, one of the best episodes in a while. I don't remember, I think I might have given it 4.5. It's teetering on the 5, man. Really, really good episode. Just like the last one, we had Mimi clear that issue up. We had Coach Ro clear that issue up. Really nice that someone other than Taichi got to clear up, you know, the problem that was going on. I know it's been a complaint, but it's a great thing. So, what happens in this episode? Well, before I get started, one, thank you for showing up, and two, please remember to like and subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate it. Trying to get to 100 subscribers by the end of March. I really appreciate your help. So, uh, we are shown, got my little notes right here. We are shown that Yamato and Gabumon are trying to find their way towards the others after the Mimi Wars episode. And we are soon graced with a picture of Gabumon is on a cross, literally on a cross, and a Digimon. And I'm just gonna tell you the name right now. This Digimon right here is Mephismon, literally the Bahamut, just chanting, not using words, chanting all the while, and it's just we have your model that's running away, and he's running away from Troopmon that are constantly shooting him. And I'll just show you Troopmon. We saw Troopmon before. This adult level Digimon that's basically a shock trooper, more or less. And around Gabumon, on top of these crosses, are other Digimon on crosses. They are Violet Olekmon. I thought it was a different color. I thought it was a different Digimon entirely because Digimon do happen to have palette swamps, but this is definitely a Lekmon. It's just a violet color one. I think another Digimon that suffers from that is Kunimon. Kunimon has two different colors as well. But I digress. This Bahamut looking Digimon, who was an ultimate level, I thought he was Mega, but he's ultimate level, who actually showed up in the Digimon Tamer Season 3 movie. Apparently, he is remnants of a Pokemon that snuck away from the Digimon Adventures universe into the Tamers universe. So, Digimon was doing cross universes in the movies way before Cross Wars Season 3. So, yeah, pretty interesting information. I need to watch that movie. But I digress. As Yamato is, trying to run from being gunned down by the Troopmon are on top of a giant geyser that slowly erupts, and they're just bouncing all around him. And lo and behold, we have our buddy Joe, who's still wearing a towel with Gomamon. They're so happy to see Yamato. And Yamato actually says, "Thank you guys for showing up." So Joe explains that they were stuck in a hot spring with very macho-looking Digimon, and they couldn't really leave, but they saw underneath the water a giant rock that seemed to be blocking a hole. They moved the rock, they sucked through, and then there they are. Oops. Do that. Soon, we have Yamato who has Joe's bag. We grab his bag. Joe's getting dressed, and we're given the rundown of what happened with Gabumon and our friend Yamato. So apparently, Gabumon saw that in this area the Digimon are being manipulated. They're put on this cross. They are actually used as fodder for the giant crystal. And it's Joe even mentioned, Tai Chi was mentioning that this is a crystal of Millenniumon. And the crazy thing that happens is we get a chant. Mephismon does a chant, and the chant makes these dark orbs come around whatever Digimon's on that cross. Unfortunately, it was a purple Lekmon this time around, and the chant has dark shock waves, makes the Troopmon stop and raise up and start saying the chant as well. And these dark orbs around the Digimon is causing his body to phase in and out. Thing had no pupils, and once the spell was done, its entire form, spirit, whatever you want to call it, was sent into that crystal to power it up. And when Yamato was explaining what was going on, well, he explained that him and Gabumon were separated, so Gabumon wanted to save the Digimon. Actually, some of the Digimon they were trying to save was Chibikmon. Literally, that's his name, Chibikmon. This little cutie pie. But it's not just this guy who is the baby form. It is also Pikmon. We didn't see this one, but that's the normal form of Pikmon. But Pikmon also has three other forms. It has this form that looks very much like the Chibikmon, and it has rare Pikmon, which has these giant lips, giant weird lips, and just shifty eyes. They were being attacked along with the Violet Electmon, just being tossed all over the place. And of course, Gabumon wanted to help. Gabumon evolved into Garurumon. And yeah, they got separated. Garurumon told him to take the others and go. So from this point on, he's been trying to get his buddy back. And we get a very nice act of humility from Yamato saying he really needs Joe and Gobumon's help, and they are happy. Joe's like, I'm really happy that you even asked me to this, but of course we're going to help you. And so the plan that they came up with was to shoot the harpoon torpedo. Well, yeah, harpoon torpedoes or harpoon. Can't remember what they call them in this show. Harpoon Vulcans added the rock formation. This is basically broken up mountain pieces that are just long cylindrical rock formations that you gotta get to the top and save Gabumon, because even Gabumon says, "Yeah, I'm next." And as they're shooting these rockets, there's one more Digimon that is actually on Mephismon's side. This is Salamandermon. Salamandermon is not only a adult champion level Digimon, it is also an armored Digimon, but its form that is armored Digivolve force from this giant the giant form of Chumon and Tentomon, which just Digiegre Courage on those things are pretty ugly. But I digress. Those things are firing back at Ikakumon and Joe while the Troopmon start to move in. And funny enough, not all of the Vulcans broke off from missiles. They were using the jagged edge so Yamato can start making his climb up. So, meanwhile, while this is going on, the others are having. It's so weird, but I guess Palmon was able to make a tea set with leaves. They're drinking tea. We get a cute picture of Hikari feeding Agumon with his giant Agumon mouth. Gatomon is making this kind of face, like I even drew it here. I even drew it here in my notes. That is the face that Gatomon is making. Just I don't know if it's one of exasperation or just like be careful, this giant dinosaur's mouth. And Taichi's kind of worried about what's gonna happen next. He's like, they just got to meet up with Joe and Yamato. And Takaru is saying, I really hope Gabumon and my brother are okay. Taichi's trying to reassure him, tell him, hey, your brother's been with Gabumon just about as long as I've been with Agumon. And him and Koshiro start to wonder, yeah, how did they meet? Like, had they known each other for a while? Takaru basically gives him the rundown. It's very similar to the original Digimon adventure. Like, more or less, their parents are separated because they always worked. They never spent really much time together. And apparently, they was always fighting. Takaru went with their mom, and Yamato was with their father. But of course, Yamato always makes time to call his little brother, see his little brother. And Ty's just telling him, "Don't worry about it. Everything will be all right." While Yamato is climbing, and eventually, some of the rocks start to shake, especially with the Salamandermon moving around. We're given a nice flashback. It is not Gabumon he initially meets. It is Gabumon's first form, the first baby form, or baby 2 form. It is Sunamon with the little horn. And Sunamon knows his name, and Yamato was wondering, what is this thing that knows my name? What are you talking about, digital world and crisis? I don't have time for this. I'm leaving. And he constantly tells Sunamon, don't follow me. We get some cute moments of Sunamon saying, oh, I happen to have business the same way you're going. When all of a sudden the Agumon are attacking, Sunamon defends him because Sunamon says early on, I'm here to defend you, make sure you're okay. The act of courage from Superman spurs on Yamato actually caring about him, picking him up and running with him, even going head on with these Digimon when it looked like Sunemon was just not going to be able to fight back. Sunemon, of course, Digivolves into Gabumon. The blue flame whizzes past Yamato, destroys the Algamon, and Yamato, he sits down cross-legged and says, "Hey, what's your name? You defended me." And Gabumon, he's wondering why he defended him. Gabumon said, "Well, you could have just left me there, but you didn't." And so they get to know each other that way. It wasn't. It's kind of a juxtaposition of how Taichi met Agumon. Taichi was kind of like, "Okay, well, you know my name, so you can't be all that bad. Just what's going on here." I really enjoy them showing this. They didn't have to, but I'm glad they did. And during this point, Yamato's still trying to climb up. He's saying, "I'm not going to let you down." And of course, this dark, evil ritual starting. Even Joe may mention that this is probably a sacrificial ritual for Millenniumon. And the dark orbs are going around Gabumon. He's having that digital distortion that shows that Digimon are close to being killed, but not this one. Of course, he's going to be absorbed if this is allowed to continue. And Yamato's trying to get up there, and the Salamander Mon is making its attack. Meanwhile, uh, Memphis Mon is doing this chant again to do this attack, and everyone, like Yamato's stopped, everyone can hear it in their minds, and Joe says, "I can't focus." While the troop Mon is shooting, he sees his textbooks, sits down on the ground, and starts to say a mantra. Literally, all the mantra is the chant of where to go from homeroom. He's saying the periodic table on top of things that are going on in math and trigonometry. Excuse me. And his chant is so deep and so holy, it goes against the evil shockwaves, gets the troop mon to start moving back and forth, and now they're repeating exactly what he's saying. They are now on his side. He is literally, when I say he's sitting cross-legged like this, he is focusing his mantra and becoming another Buddha of sorts. Once Joe Shockwave reaches Salamandermon just he gets that digital distortion and just falls right off, which I wonder if he is just a pure being of being like evil with them, which is kind of sad if that's true. But anyway, it falls off of this tall height, and more unbroken harpoon Vulcans in a row, curving upwards, are a place for Yamato to just run straight up. And they're telling him just keep going, while the troop mon are bowing to Joe and his great mantra. Once he makes it up to the top, Memphis Mon is not gonna let him get close to Gabumon. He makes a dark orb, which brings a really deep dark cloud over that entire tall rocky spire, and even to most of the area actually, which sprouts flames on things. We get the Chibikmon and the Violent Electmon. They're running. The ones that are around Joe, they're running, trying to get shelter. And then a dark sigil appears underneath Memphis Mon. The dark act that is trying to complete is almost done. As soon as Yamato enters it, he's suffering the same effects that Gabumon was. In his form, how even if his form is digital in this world, his form is starting to leak of his own energy. He's saying, "I'm on my way." Gabumon's telling him, "Stop, stop it." And and straight up Yamato tells him, "You need to shut up. I told you, shut up and wait there." And the energy is just ramping up, trying to keep him down and keep him oppressed. And Gabumon calls him a stubborn fool. He says, "I guess you wore off. You wore off a little bit on me." And he says, "When I met you, you gave me one thing I didn't have. You became my first friend, Gabumon." Which they get to each other. We get the nice bright blue light. The crest of friendship is glowing around them. And they're finally reunited. He got him off of that cross. Now we get our big swell of music. Gabumon digivolves into Garurumon. We get a nice little evolution sequence. They're going to take on Memphis Mon. Memphis Mon is using more of this dark energy, trying to keep them back as he battles back the Foxfire with a swipe of his wing, making dark energy, trying to make more of that dark cloud. Because even in Memphis Mon's encyclopedia page, it says that anything that's in the dark cloud gets deleted. Well, Garurumon turns into Were Garurumon, uses it, it goes straight into Sagittarius mode, breaks through the cloud. This thing's about to send another dark purple wave. And Memphis Mind doesn't speak at all. It just speaks in that weird digital dark devilly chant that it does. And we get yeah, Yamato saying we need to end this right now. Not only do we get a Kaiser nail, we get red trails coming from Garumon's eyes, and the silhouette as he's doing this looks an awful lot like Metal Garurumon. As a matter of fact, all the beams coming from the 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 fins of Sagittarius mode looks like one of his Cocutus attacks. The attack instantly hits Memphismon. Kaiser Nail doesn't normally freeze them. This Metal Garurumon version of it does. Freezes him completely. You even see the dark X energy from Memphismon or from Were Garurumon. I couldn't tell which one that came from. Other parts where the dark energy, actually it was from Memphismon, where the dark energy was creeping, also froze. All of it shattered. Memphismon shattered, deleted, gone. They won. And this is member number. This is the third member that's probably going to get their mega form really soon. Second one's Koshiro. First one, of course, was Taichi. So, whew, Gabumon, well, Wegurumon, Sagittarius mode goes back to Gabumon. He says, "Man, you climbed all this up here to get me." And Yamato rightfully says, "Joe and Gomamon help, and actually you helped me too because you gave me, the motivation to get up here and save you." At that time, we get Takaru on top of Pegasmon, the gang on top of Kondomon. They're all there. They finally have reached their the final two chosen children, their final friends, so they can, I guess, figure out this Millenniummon situation. It's still pretty funny because the Troopmon are still bowing to Joe at the end of this episode, saying that made up mantra he made. And today's encyclopedia was Eldoradimon. Very funny entry. We had Coach Rowe wondering, how does it eat? How much does it eat? What happens when it's on its back and the shell, the city on the shell gets broken? Like when he meets up with Eldoradimon, he has much more questions. Next episode is going to be Lopmon. Next show, apparently we're getting Burgermons. Burgermons are back. This looks like it's going to be a Joe-centered show. And we're going to have Jagumon, who is a potato Digimon. So something about Joe protecting someone. I'm wondering what's going to happen. It may seem silly, but people focus, chosen children focused episodes with their partners are typically, they're getting really good. This one with Yamato is really good. I got to give it I'll give it a 4. Yeah, I'll give it a 4 because last week's was a 4.5. I give it a 4 because not just great music with the extreme fight song. We got to see how Yamato and Gabumon met. Joe showed up and Joe was instantly helpful. Like Joe is becoming more and more helpful all the time. And I wonder if this version of Joe's still gonna stick to being a doctor or maybe he's gonna go into something else. But he did a really wonderful job. Better than the Bakuman lose your power mantra he did with Sora, which is iconic within the series of Digimon as a whole. But this was actually pretty good to see Joe be able to just do something on his own. I expect we're gonna get more of that the next episode. Yeah, at the very most, this episode's a 4.5, but at the very least, it's a 4. Very decent episode. Very nice to see another flash of evolution. So please, guys, tell me what you think of the episode down below. I'm trying to figure out if I missed any callbacks or anything. It's all pretty good. It's interesting to see that there are Digimon that can speak, Digimon that can only speak digital speak, but understand human speak. There's Digimon that, the ones that can speak, they translate this, and then there's beings like Mephismon that only speak in weird chants, or you have Dun Devimon that just speaks in growls like that. I like what they're doing with this world, this version of the digital world and its inhabitants. in Digimon. If you like it too, please remember hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell, get notified of more videos like this. We do this every Sunday. Be sure to share the video, show others what great information you're getting in these Digimon videos. I know I'm enjoying the show. This is episode 38. I'm guesstimating there's going to be a 50 episode anime, so we probably have 12 episodes left. Who knows? Who knows? Because during the whole global situation, the whole pandemic situation, they could have just stretched out the episodes. I know what to expect with the big bad, but who knows? The show's been surprising me, and I'm looking forward to continually to be surprised. As always, guys, thank you for showing up. I really appreciate you. Please remember, be good, be blessed. Wash your hands, wear a mask. Black Lives Matter. Happy Black History Month. Last day of Black History Month. And I will definitely see you next time.